Hi guys, this isn't another full Atlantis episode. I just want to add a couple of ancient sites of significance to my map of sevenths. For anyone who hasn't watched my previous episodes, we can find ancient sites of extreme significance located at latitudinal intervals of sevenths from the equator, specifically on the 2/7, 3/7 and 4/7 lines of latitude. But first, I just want to clear a few things up before we proceed. I've had a number of people suggest that I am simply cherry-picking ancient sites that just so happen to fit the pattern that I'm looking for. The reason that they all seem to provide is that the world is covered with thousands of megaliths, stone circles, mounds, and other ancient structures, therefore you can create any pattern that your mind desires. And yes, it is true that you can create a wide range of imaginary patterns. You'll see that these sites are not just any old ancient structures. There is a common theme that links all of these sites together. If we start with Avebury in England, we'll see that it's not only the largest stone circle in the country, it's the largest stone circle in the world. Next, there is Almendras Cromlech in Portugal. This site just so happens to be the largest structured group of standing stones in the entire Iberian Peninsula. If we move on to Egypt, we find that the Karnak temple complex is the largest temple complex in the country. Not only that, but it was once home to an omphalos or navel stone. Like Karnak, Delphi in Greece was once home to an omphalos stone. This navel stone represented the ancient Greek view that Delphi was located at the center of the world. On the opposite side of the Atlantic, we have Bimini. If the Bimini Road turns out to be man-made, then it will be the largest megalithic site in the Bahamas. There are good reasons to suggest that the Bimini Road was man-made. There are also good reasons to suggest that the Bimini Road is a natural formation, so I will do a follow-up episode on this over the coming weeks. In Kentucky, we have this mound. Again, if it turns out to be man-made, then it will be the largest mound in the United States. I'm still trying to find out more about this mound because it could just be a natural formation. There's also the possibility that it's the remnant of more recent open-cast coal mining. Okay, so for now, there's still some doubt regarding the Kentucky mound and Bimini. There are, however, two more New World sites that I want to add to the map. The first is the Cahokia Mound Complex. This was the largest urban settlement of the Mississippian culture and the largest and most complex pre-Columbian archaeological site north of Mexico. It's also the largest prehistoric earthen complex north of Mexico. Cahokia is also home to Monk's Mound, the largest pre-Columbian earthwork in all of the Americas and the largest pyramid north of Mesoamerica. The second location I want to add to the map was pointed out by John in the comments section of the Amish Inquisition podcast, episode 242. Just a short distance west of Bimini, at the same latitude, we find the Miami Circle. This ancient site is the only known permanent structure cut into the bedrock in the entire eastern United States. Although it's not particularly large, it is one of a kind, so it's the largest by default. This site is probably only a couple of thousand years old. It's attributed to the Tequesta, who were native to southeastern Florida. Apart from being carved into the bedrock, the thing that makes it unique from other Tequesta sites is that there is no evidence of fire found on the bedrock of the circle. It was surrounded by post holes, but it wasn't a living quarters. Given its latitude, I would speculate that it was an observatory. Okay, so that's the map updated. Hopefully you can see that all of these ancient sites are the largest of their kind in their particular region of the world, with the exception of Delphi. However, Delphi is linked to Karnak via the omphalos. When the Greeks claimed Delphi to be at the center of the world, perhaps this was a story, the details skewed over time, because it is located on the center line of the three lines of latitude. Something else I want to clear up. I am not disputing any of the dates attributed to these sites by the archaeologists that have studied them. I am in fact in full agreement. What I am suggesting though is that these locations were established long before they were rediscovered or even inherited by later ancient cultures. If we look at ancient Greece and Egypt, we know that these peoples used to build over the top of older ancient sites. For example, if we look at the Temple of Horus at Edfu, we know that it was built over the foundation of an earlier temple also dedicated to Horus. I would really like to go into this in more detail because there are significant astronomical and geodetic relationships between many of these sites located at these particular latitudes. I am, however, saving these details for the book that I am currently writing, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, if I put it all up on YouTube, then there's no reason to read my book. Secondly, there are now a number of people on YouTube who have taken my ideas without attributing proper credit, or changing them ever so slightly so that they don't have to. There has even been one fairly big YouTuber who has presented one of my ideas and said this idea came from some guy on YouTube. There are big name alternative researchers out there who know who I am and know of my work, who are now denying that they've ever heard of me. There seems to be a growing collective who are trying to industrialize the work of speculative researchers, and it's starting to come off as a bit culty. Anyway, I'll have another video up in the coming weeks. See you soon.